This is a bee. This is a colony of bees. Let's see what the average person knows about bees.
What do you know about the bees?
Humans are taking their honey and it's destroying their colony.
So, Josiah, tell me what you know about bees.
They sting people.
That's all you know?
Yes, they pollinate the plants. They're part of our environment. That's about it.
Do you think that they're an important...
No,
Do you think that they play an important role in the environment?
to some organisms.
What do you know about bees?
Bees? Like bumblebees? I know they pollinate and they're very important. Because I watched that movie about bees. The world cannot survive without bees.
Do you know what CCD is?
Yeah, that's the class, the religion class.
What do you know about bees?
I'm allergic to them, and if I get stung, I'll die immediately.
So do you like bees?
No, I hate bees more than anything in the whole entire world.
Do you know what's happening with the bees?
The bees?
The bees. The honeybees.
Yes, they are dying off at a pretty rapid rate.
Do you know why?
I'm not absolutely certain though.
So how do you know that it's happening?
I've seen it on the news and I've read about
Oh,
it.
so bees are on the news now? I didn't think that anybody cared about the bees. Do you know anything about bees?
No, I don't.
So, you don't know what's going on?
No.
This is the problem. Do you know what's happening to the bees?
What are bees?
As you can see, many people do not know how important bees are to our Earth. Worker bees are crucial to the survival of the hive. They maintain the hive and collect nectar and pollen from nearby plants. Drones are the only male bees of the colony. They have no stingers and have the sole purpose of one day mating with a queen bee from another hive. After this, they will die. This may sound bleak, but the drones are little more than an extra mouth to feed in the hive. Drones are not physically adapted for pollen collection or even for the defense of the hive, making their only use mating. The bee responsible for producing all of the workers and drones is the queen. The queen is larger than the worker bees and is the only female who can lay fertile eggs. The queen also serves to unify the colony by producing pheromones which keep the workers on task and prevent them from developing functioning ovaries. The worker bees also use pheromones. When the hive is threatened, some pheromones can trigger an aggressive response in the surrounding bees. This pheromone will call for the bees in the hive to attack the threat to the hive. Other pheromones are used to help field bees find their way back to the hive. Pheromones produced by the bee larvae can help the working nurse bees to better identify the needs of individual larvae. Besides from chemical cues, bees also can convey information by dancing. Different motions, such as circling and shivering, can be used to notify other bees of the direction and distance of pollen and nectar sources from the hive. Communication is crucial to a colony of bees. To say that bees work as a team would be an understatement. A colony of bees functions almost as a single living organism. The bees work for the good of the colony. Bees always put the hive first. When honeybees sting, they die, yet they will still sting threats to the hive. Bees even go as far as to leave the hive when they are sick in order to protect the rest of the hive. Honeybees devote their whole existence to the well-being of the hive. With such devoted members and structured organization, it would seem that a colony of bees is destined to succeed, and indeed successful colonies can make it through multiple seasons, living off honey supplies in the winter and resuming activities promptly with the return of warmer months. However, just as with any complex body, When something goes wrong with any of its constituent parts, the effects often can ripple through the entire system and drastically affect the whole. The health of the bees is important for maintaining the health of the colony. Beekeepers have to be careful to ensure that their bees are healthy from diseases, fungi, parasites such as mites, irregularities in weather, as well as pesticides and herbicides. Although beekeepers have been dealing with unhealthy hives since the beginning of the trade, a noticeable quantity of cases due to a previously unnamed ailment became apparent in 2006. Beekeepers were noticing that something was happening to the workers. They were disappearing. The term we use for this now is colony collapse disorder, or CCD for short. When a colony is struck by CCD, the beekeeper will go to the hive one day and discover that the only individuals left in the hive are the queen, the larvae, and a few nurse bees. There is still honey present, but almost all of the workers are gone, their bodies nowhere to be seen. The exact cause for CCD is not certain. One possible cause is the presence of a parasite known as the Varroa destructor. The Varroa destructor is a type of mite that once introduced to the hive will feed off the larvae contained in cells. When the larvae emerge from their cells to begin their lives as full-fledged honeybees, a multitude of mites are released into the hive where they are free to latch to other bees and feed slowly off of them.